My name is James Porteous. I run Organic Solutions Limited. And right here we have a prototype worm farm. We have the largest organic farm in the South Island with over 22 different crops. We grow the vegetables, we bring the vegetables to Queenstown. I was coming over the Lindis Pass from Oamaru, truckload full of organic vegetables, thinking this is great, but I've ripped all these vegetables out of the ground and I'm not returning anything to the soil. It just felt a bit wrong. I realised, well, what does Queenstown make to give back to these great, amazing growers and help the soil and so on? And Queenstown produces, two things, hedonistic experiences and copious amounts of waste. We collect food waste from several restaurants around town and we use the worms to compost that and turn that into what we call black gold and then return it to the soil through the worm farming and then grow the vegetables again. Worms use bacteria in their gut, some very ancient old bacteria. They will eat the other bacteria and the fungi and then poo out 50 times more bacteria. It's like a multiplier of life. They can chew through a lot of food waste very quickly. These ones were chock-a-block a few weeks back. And now look at that, that's how quick. That's just pure castings, which is just nuts. That was all food waste, eh? And it's just disappeared. If you smell that, there's no smell. Trust me, it smells like a bit of earth. It smells actually good, right? So that's a perfectly balanced soil. Farmers can use that to build up their soils again, and the superphosphates and so on may not be so necessary. We're very concerned about the landfill Queenstown has and the risk that that could wash out to the river, and that would be quite harmful to a lot of people. We're talking about 100 tonne of waste a day, and that's going straight to the landfill. We smell it every morning when we come through the Cromwell Gorge. I live in Cromwell, so of course my children are drinking the water downstream, and the water does taste different in Cromwell than it does in Queenstown. What's the difference between composting and throwing your food waste into landfill? It's a big hole and you put the food in there, and doesn't it break down and turn into compost anyway? Well, unfortunately it doesn't. What happens is it putrefies, it gives off methane gas. Let's get that putrefying waste out and have that rediverted to a worm farming or composting situation. I mean, landfill is owned by several people and they get a percentage every tonne that's dumped there. Their business model is to increase the landfill. The more they collect, they increase profit. I'm not too sure what the resource consent is about composting on rural land. We pretty much about $5,000 to sit down with a planner, and you're likely to get a no. We've lost the Kiwi way of giving something a go, something that's good for the planet. I think the important thing is, and it's just one guy trying to give it a go, I think there's room for a Kiwi solution. I mean, most Kiwis were brought up with a compost in their backyard and you always took your scraps out. That was just how it is. There's enough people around that have passion for compost and worm farming. Queenstown's waste, could it be all worm farmed? Definitely. And it's just really the political will to make the switch to a slick worm farm operation where there's no pathogens and the end product is used to save our waterways rather than putting our waterways at risk. Forestry City Council's done it, Timaru District Council's done it. Why don't we explore composting in Queenstown as well as a viable option? Connect people to that land, the food, the soil. I think that's really essential for us.